Welcome to another video of Car Plebs, another day, another Porsche project. So as you know, we recently did a review on the 996, which I think did actually quite well. But what I noticed driving at night was that the lighting is not the best. So I decided to upgrade the headlights, or at least replace the old bulbs. And what we have here today are the original H7 bulbs, as they should be basically in the 996. Now, before we get to this, it's a simple DIY, but nevertheless a few notable mentions. Mention number one is that I prefer the yellow headlights. I think it's a car from the 90s, so I hate when I see people with blue beams and, I don't know, LED lights on a car that is built and developed in the 90s. The other very important fact is that this light bulb is the 55-watt version. This is very important for a few reasons. Reason number one is simply the heat output. Reason number two is electrical consumption. Now, a lot of you may associate wattage with a unit of brightness. On the other hand, it is as well a unit of heat. So in this scenario, basically, if you run a headlight and you might be very tempted to put in a 75 watt or 85 watt unit, you will end up burning the frame or the housing of the light itself. So the recommendation here is do not go over 55 watts. We will also do a comparison of the before and after. Nevertheless, on the diagram you can see the length in terms of estimated years or kilometers in this case of how long the light is expected to last. So in this case it's up to 80,000 kilometers. So obviously we can't check that out today, but we will take a look in the comparison to see if the newer lights are brighter. One fun fact to mention is that Philips was the main supplier of the headlight bulbs during the period of the 996. Take a look at your Porsche toolkit. You should have this 5mm wrench socket there. So the headlight exchange is rather simple. All you need to do is unscrew this plastic tab here, right? So after you do that, you have full access here. And what you want to do is you want to find the guiding hole, which is located right here, to enter the 5mm bolt. "15 minutes later." So not even kidding, basically getting the 5mm female bolt on, or the wrench, actually took approximately 10 to 15 minutes of fidgeting. And in the process, I found out that someone super glued this piece of the headlight, right? This piece of the headlight, because it ended up falling apart just as I was basically using the 5mm wrench itself. So yeah, we'll glue this back together. I took a small break. I went to get the supplies necessary, and we'll have some fun with that. But on to the headlight. As mentioned, once this gets seated, you need to rotate it clockwise in this case, and you can then feel that the headlight has been released from its hold. So then you can pop this one out, and hopefully, there we go. And then you can feel it slide out. Here is where that piece is coming from, by the way. So you want to gently pull on it. Gently, gently, gently. You don't want to break anything. It would be quite the costly repair. So you want to be extremely gentle in the persuasion movements here. There we go. So now it's slid. And voila, the headlight is out. So what you want to do is you want to take off this cover over here. There's only a retention clip, and as in the previous one, you want to pull off the cables themselves. Boom, 1, 2. Then you want to undo the retention brackets themselves by depressing. There you go. You want to lift them up, and then you can easily extract the old ones. I'm bleeding for some unbeknownst reason to me, but okay. Then take your new head bulbs and gently depress them into their location. Again, be mindful of not holding the actual glass itself. That decreases longevity. Press down the retention clips themselves. 2, done. Now reattach the harness itself. 1, 2, and we're done. Now you want to put back the back plate itself again. So in our case, we also do want to glue back in that piece or that triangular section right over here. So we're not going to put the full headlight in completely, or not yet at least. We want to clean this off. So the more porous the surface is, the better it will retain the new super glue. So we want to make sure to make it as porous as possible. And similarly with this piece. Then you want to use something like isopropyl alcohol to clean off these edges. I would always recommend using gel super glue. It increases the drying time, and second, it's much more easier to apply in large amounts. Okay, so we applied the super glue, so now the last part, which is to reinstall this blinker assembly. There's a small speck of I don't know what. We want to apply pressure for approximately a few moments so that we have guarantee of proper adhesion. Okay, so the headlight has dried enough. What I would also recommend doing is to install the 5mm wrench before you install the headlight itself. It's just much more easier to do that at that stage. So what I would recommend is being extremely gentle with the beautiful Friedek light itself. And now all you need to do is make sure you rotate the wrench and hear the click. And you're done. Everybody is bemoaning the headlight design, but I have to say in terms of simplicity, it really is rather rudimentary. So here's the before, and here is the after. So another project is complete. I sincerely do wish I could tell you that the lighting is so much better, but in fact it seems quite similar. But nevertheless, I won't have to worry about this for a few years. Thank you very much for watching. Please hit subscribe. Take care.